Everyone runs the mile, whether it be growing up in PE class or running track in high school, and you kind of, it's a barrier, you know.
That's a pretty big task to break 4 up here. I think weather is always such a big factor this far north.
Yeah, there's some states where weather is perfect and it's easy to break 4 just about anywhere, anytime. But up here, you got a 3-month window of the summer, and even during the summer, it rains a lot, it's windy a lot. And, it's hard to find good conditions, and so you need a good group of fast guys to really try to get after it, go for it, and lay it all on the line.
This is a chance to bring a really complete field of quality milers. We have an Olympian Ben Blankenship.
There's another shot in Kodiak, but hopefully we'll get it done today. There's a couple other guys all trying to break 4. Garrett Heath, he's probably he's the oldest guy out of all of us.
Yeah, I am one of the older ones here, I guess. I feel like that's kind of been my role for too long now. I felt like I was the old guy in the sport like 5 years ago. Holding on to the dream as long as possible. This is just like a fun experience, try to come up to a state where 4's never been broken outdoors. Ben's probably one of the big guys to beat, and then, just raced Kyle Merber.
To me, this event is basically about bringing track and field back home for Trevor, since he was shoveling the track and running 2-mile time trials here, and he's gone on to do some pretty cool things, and he hasn't really had an opportunity to race on home soil in a long time. In terms of competition and guys that I know best, it would be my teammate Colby Alexander.
Yep, going for a nice shakeout. I like to go like 5 hours out from warm up. Maybe this will come back to bite me, but I'm gonna go extra 5 minutes and go 15 minutes. I like Cleveland sports. I like ice cream, and I like to stay hydrated. And I guess I run too. That's like everything you need to know about me, I guess.
On paper, I have probably the 5th or 6th fastest PR in the field, but that's how I like it, Go in as the underdog. I'd rather finish 100th place and set a PR rather than win and run really slow. It's not as fulfilling.
The main goal is always to win, but like up here, I think just as equally the main goal is to break 4. If there's anywhere in the country that can appreciate it, it's here.
So I think there was a little bit of doubt of whether or not people would even care.
In Alaska, no one's ever broken 4 outdoors before. Like, everyone knows what a home run is, everyone knows what a slam dunk is. People know what a sub-4 mile is, but they've never seen one.
I think these races are almost more stressful than like a US championship. You've already, kind of set up people saying we're gonna break 4.
I think it's just like a pretty cool, special thing that could happen.
When we showed up at the high school an hour before the race, we're gonna go warm up, there was virtually no one there in the stands at the moment.
There's like literally no one there. There's like 5 people in the stands, and we're like, it's the first year,
It was kind of like it was a bad high school dual meet, and the winds were howling off the mountains, and I was like, what are we doing here? Thank God no one's here to witness what we're about to put out, because I don't think anyone's getting under 4 in this.
There's no way we break 4:05. It's not happening. It's way too windy.
I mean, we acknowledge that there is a elephant in the room, a windy elephant, but once the gun went off, we're just back to racing. We've done it 1,000 times.
kind of warming up, going through strides, drills, and getting the spikes on, and you like look over and there's like, I don't know, 700 people in the stands, and there's like another 100 walking in from the parking lot a minute before the race starts.
And people were pouring into the stadium.
Next thing you know, those stands are filled and there's like 1,000 people there.
The atmosphere just built really quickly.
As a 4-minute mile barrier, which is a time steeped in tradition, without a doubt the finest field of runners ever assembled on Alaskan soil.
It was just a series of feeling amazing with the wind at your back and then absolutely grinding into the wind on the home straightaway. There's a reason why people don't necessarily break 4 minutes of the mile in Alaska all the time.
Sure, you can break 4, but it still hurts to break 4. And especially in bad conditions, it's gonna hurt a bit more. And so you gotta be willing to hurt. 5:50 to go. Trevor, I think, could kind of feel it lagging a little bit as well. And even though it was like coming into the home stretch, which is really where the wind was whipping, just really went for it.
I got a little impatient and I ended up just like blasting into the lead with 300 to go.
Coming home, that last 100 meters can be some of the most brutal 15 seconds of your life.
Lined it up pretty good here on this last lap.
Like around like 70 to go or something, I kind of feel Ben coming.
Ben Blankenship now moving through the pack.
Those two pulled up next to each other and were just staring each other down. And while they were focused on each other, I was able to swing out into lane 2.
Well, the history of Alaska, sub 4 minutes. You just saw it right here.
Like, these are the sort of races that track and field is supposed to be, and you know, like, this is what keeps you going.
I'd rather have 1,000 fans that are so fully invested in the race that they're on their feet just absolutely yelling for 4 minutes versus, you know, having 10,000 people who don't care.
The Alaskan crowd there, and it was a hell of a crowd, hell of an event, hell of a race. So looking forward to doing it again.
Today, yeah, it seems like it started so long ago. We went fishing and then hit the trail in the 4-wheelers and just mud bogged like I've never mud bogged before.
I was in the Honda 500. I was the pilot for that.
It's got on his head.
Kobe says we're done. We're waiting in.
I just seems like I got stuck.
Yeah, can we just
Got stuck twice on the way out.
So good. Stop for the back up a little bit.
I think Colby's flooding the engine. I'm not sure. Looks not good though.
But it wasn't a big deal. I was just, you know, learning how to do it.
Well, I'll tell you this much, there won't be any sticks left in this river when I'm done.
I think I got a big fish. I don't know, it might be a log.
Any fish. I don't even care if it's big. I'll take a minnow.
But I like see a fish, I just want to like cast it at that fish, right?
All right, I'm gonna throw it way out there this time. Oh shit!
Come on, dude, eat it, wake up, eat it. I'd say fishing is extremely boring until it's extremely exciting. Being the most skilled fisherman here, I apparently just stabbed this thing in the back. It's like, it too, Kyle.
I always want to be flayed with you.
USADA's gonna test that fish.
I hope not. I should have told USADA I was going to be out here. Did you update your whereabouts?
I was like, yeah, it's like, I dare you to come test us. Good luck, I have no idea where we are.
10-minute drive, you are outside of civilization here in Kodiak.
Feels like The Revenant meets Jurassic Park, out in the middle of nowhere, just no humans anywhere, looking for bears, trying to find just wildlife.
You see pictures and they look amazing, but today, as I was trying to snap pictures of it, nothing could do it justice until you're there and you get your full 360 view, spinning around in unbelievable untouched mountains in every direction.
When I was in high school, would probably be the last time I actually raced on this track, so it's been a long time. It's hard to get anywhere to travel, it's super expensive, so we came up with a time trial on the track, and as fate would have it, it just turned into terrible conditions out there.
So I remember watching the Trevor shoveled track 2-mile time trial and just being blown away.
Okay, runners, take your mark. Go, 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 go!
He did it just in the most blue-collar way possible with a few people there cheering him on. And that's kind of the legend of Trevor Dunbar and where it started.
I think relative to a lot of parts in Alaska, it was mild winter, so I was trying to look at it from that perspective. But I'd always have, even in the darkest time of winter, an hour after school that would be light, so I could just get out of school and get my run in right away. And it kept me real honest because I knew I couldn't mess around at all.
901!
It's a fishing town, it's a Coast Guard town, but we also are super isolated. So having sports as an outlet when you're young keeps you away from drugs and keeps you focused on a good, productive, healthy path. And I think it just, without sports, there wouldn't have been much direction to my life.
Trevor, kind of embodies this idea of bringing great distance running back to Alaska. Trevor runs into so many people that seem so supportive of his dreams, and I think a lot of people, especially in a tight-knit community where he grew up and his dad's kind of this living legend, to bring that spirit and his abilities back home and do something no Alaskan has done before, to break 4 on Alaskan soil would be pretty cool.
So it's hard to kind of be around here and be like a little bit of a whiner about the conditions not being perfect on the track when these people are coming in from days, weeks, being out on the ocean, freezing, and just sucking it up and loving it. So yeah, you kind of just got to embrace it, and you better go for it, because if not, nobody's going to respect you for it.
Running is not a perfect science, that there's going to be a million reasons that you shouldn't run fast, and that's not necessarily a good enough reason to not run fast.
Tough weather to deal with, but I think it makes us tougher, and it's just a love for sports that kind of brings us all together.
Even if it's bad weather, these guys might do amazing things. So I'm excited for what's going to happen. Great things have happened on this track before, and I think we're going to see a big day out of that tomorrow.
My expectations going into the Kodiak race were definitely high.
Then it started raining, wind picked up a little bit, and so it got cold really quickly.
I didn't think the weather would affect them that bad because they're trained athletes, and Kodiak, we're used to running the weather. And I've seen a lot of good performances in that kind of weather.
In that situation, the guys that I would have expected to win if it wasn't me were Garrett or Ben. They're from Minnesota. They have beards.
By the time we did intros and towed the line, I was frozen.
I still thought they were going to have somebody who was going to break 4. I wasn't so sure they were going to get the soil record, 3:58.3.
Somebody would have to put their neck on that line or be like the lamb to slaughter to get us to 1,200 meters. And I knew nobody really wanted to do it.
Runners, to your mark!
All right, we're 45 seconds out coming off the curve. Coming to Portugal, you want to be 60 seconds or better on the first lap. 58, 59, 60 for the first lap.
Right around a K, I actually kind of felt the pace starting to lag, and so I was like, if we're anywhere close, we need to go.
There was definitely a point in there when I was just trying to get everything out of myself that I could, because I wanted to make sure that I was doing my best.
He's making a move. It's Darren Heath now, our leader. Heath, Blankenship, Dunbar. As a frustrated 4-minute miler myself, when I came through in 3 minutes, that was trouble. I never got that magical 58-second last lap that I needed. I knew it was going to have to be the fastest lap of the race.
When I went around Trevor at 500 meters to go, but I was hoping Trevor would still be there, but he did quite a bit of work and put his neck on the line.
Right when I crossed the finish line, there was probably instant disappointment.
It's heartbreaking to see your kid not happy. I mean, I could tell he wasn't happy after the race. And I just want to tell him it's okay. You know, we love you no matter how you ran. That's not important. The important is that you gave it your all, that you put this great event together, and the fans here still love you too.
Got over it really quick when I had that hometown crowd, and I kind of put a smile on my face really fast, and it was hard to dwell on just a bad performance when it meant so much more.
Everywhere we've been, people have been so excited about it. That just doesn't necessarily happen in all communities.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad someone from the race broke 4 and got that record. I didn't. No, I ran 4 flat again.
After Anchorage, I was thinking about what my 3:59 was worth, the effort-wise. But Ben running 3:57 is really, really impressive.
I've been to tons of continents, but I never see the outside of my hotel room other than this track. So to come up here and spend it with the guys was really fun. It sounds kind of bro-y that I say it out loud now.
These guys really bonded as friends more than competitors, and I think that a famous quote from Emil Zatopek, his quote was, "The victory is great, but the friendship of all is greater.